Hey y'all, and welcome to Bonner's Market, and welcome to the Chic for Cheap Challenge. This challenge is hosted every month by Christy over at Christy Creates. And if you have not ever seen her before, do yourself a favor and go to her channel and look at all the absolutely amazing things that she has created. So for this challenge that she has each month, what we do is we find something that inspires us and we take a picture of it with the price and then we recreate it. So that's the basis of what Chic for Cheap is. So let's get right on into DIY number one. So for my DIY number one, I found this at Hobby Lobby, and it's this cute little ring with flowers at the bottom, and it was on sale for $13.99, and I knew I could make it for much cheaper than that. So I started out with these 3 rings that you can get at the Dollar Tree right now, and I used the middle ring, and it's the medium-sized ring. That was about the same size as the one that Hobby Lobby had. So I took some florals that I got. That one right there, the fern looking one, I got at the Dollar Tree. Those I got from Walmart, and they were clearanced out for, I think, like $1. It wasn't much. And then the flowers, I went a little quick there, but those flowers I got at Old Tyme Pottery, and they were clearanced out for 99¢. I think they were regular $5.99. So I just kind of arranged my florals like I would want them to hang to simulate the other ones that I saw at Hobby Lobby. And once I got it like I wanted it, I went in with some zip ties, because that is the absolute best way to hold something like that down. And I just arranged my flowers the way I wanted them to look. And once I did, then I tightened up that zip tie. Now, once I got that one done, I knew that it needed some more zip ties in a few other places around that ring. So I just simply took the zip ties and I went in on, I want to say 4 other places, just different areas, and I just firmed up that swag to make sure that it wasn't going to be moving around and that it was on there fairly good and held in place and would be there for a long time. So once I got my swag in place and, like I said, all tied down, then I went to make the hanger. And once I made my hanger, that's all there was to it. This is a super quick, super easy craft. So I counted on their little hanger that they had, and they had 10 small wooden beads. So I take a piece of tape, as I always do, and put it on the end of my twine. It just helps me to be able to put my beads on my string easier. And I go in with my beads and I put 10 beads on there. Now, these beads are from BeeBee Crafts. I am a new, well, not really new. I've been for about 2 months now, but with a few family deaths and things, I haven't had a chance to show you what they sent me. But these beads are one of the things that they sent me to be able to use on my channel, and they come in perfect for this particular project. So I got the 10 beads strung on there for my hanger, tied it to my loop, and that was it. How much simpler and easier can you get than this DIY right here? Look how cute that turned out. Now, this is mine, and in the little corner up top to the left is theirs. It's kind of hard to see theirs because of all the greenery behind it, but it looks almost identical. And I made mine for less than $3. And again, theirs was $13.99. So make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this. Don't forget now that there is a playlist going to be listed and linked down in my description box below. So make sure you go to the playlist and see what else everyone else has done for Christy's Chic for Cheap challenge today. Now let's get right on into my second DIY. How cute did that turn out though? So for DIY number 2, I am going to make these 3 adorable little wall plaques. Now these were not very big, but sold normally for $44.99. So $45 for these 3 small round wall plaques, as they call them, was ridiculous in my opinion. And I knew I could do it much cheaper than that. And I actually came in at just a little over $1. These little round pieces of wood here came from Hobby Lobby. And as always, everything that I use will be listed in my description box below. I want to say there were 5 of these little round wood pieces in the package, but I'm not sure. But it will be listed down in my description box how many were in there. So I just took my crocodile tool that I love, and it very easily, smooth as butter, punched my little holes in there. I needed one at the top and one at the bottom to make my little signs. So I went in with some, oh wait, before I did that, I took this cotton twine. Now I love this twine. Let me tell you why. This is the first time I've ever made tassels with them. They hung so loose and so smooth and so soft, like nothing else that I've worked with. No other twine or yarn or anything was as smooth as this was, and I loved it. So I took my circle, wrapped it 20 times. I took that little piece of string, tied it through the top, and knotted it so that it would stay in place. And then once I did that, you want to straighten it out, and then you want to cut another small piece of twine, and you want to make the head. So you're going to put it under there, wrap it around just a little ways under it, excuse me, and you're going to tie it in a knot again. Once you get that tied in the knot, you're going to straighten it out again. You want to make sure that you keep your twine as straight as possible whenever you're doing this. So you're going to straighten it out again, take your scissors and cut across the bottom. Now once you get that cut across the bottom, straighten it out one last time and then cut across the bottom till it's even, to give you a really smooth, even tassel. And look how cute that tassel is. And it's, like I said, it's one of my favorite tassels. Now, as pictured with the other 3 plaques, I added the little bead to the bottom, tied it to the bottom of my little round. Now, I don't know why I'm not showing you that I went in with some white Waverly chalk paint and painted those little round wooden plaques, but I did paint them with white Waverly chalk paint. Then I made my hanger with the 3 what do they call, pearls at the top, and all that was left to do now was to put the wording on it. Now these were considered to be fall plaques, so I used my little Cricut Joy because those things were so small, and I just cut out the words that were on the original plaques, which were blessed, joy, and gather. Now they were white and they had sort of a beigey pink writing to them, and I just happened to have a beigey pink piece of vinyl. So once I cut it out, I went in and I weeded my words out. Once I got my words all weeded out, then I took my Cricut transfer tape, excuse me, and put it on top of my little words, and it was super duper easy to pick it up with a transfer tape. There's my transfer tape. Pick it up with a transfer tape, and then you just press it right down on top of your wood round. Rub, it's called, what do they call that? Brandishing, varnishing? Brandishing, I think it's called brandishing. And once you burnish it, somebody tell me the right word, because I'm getting lost here. Burnish, maybe it's burnish. Anyway, I'm going down that rabbit hole. You take the transfer tape off, and your word is in place. Now, once I got all of my words put onto all 3 rounds, then I went in with some Mod Podge. Y'all, you know, if you've ever seen my channel, that I just go blank. What I should start doing is writing out what I'm going to say, where I don't get forgetful and tongue-tied. But that takes so much time, and it's just like not really me. Like I would sound like a robot reading a message, and that's just not what I want to do. So I took my Mod Podge and I went in and I sealed in my paint and I sealed on my little words. And once I did that, I was done. And I turned those $44.99 wall plaques into a little over $1, counting the beads and the twine and the little round wood pieces. And I love them. So make sure you tell me down in the comments below what you think about mine versus theirs. Theirs is in the top left corner, and those are mine. And they look identical. I mean, identical. So I really want to know what you think about these. Very curious. Now, if you're new to my channel and you're here from the playlist today, my name is Brenda, but my grandkids call me Monner. So that's where Monner's Market come from. Now, this DIY came also from Kirkland's, and it is just a thankful pumpkin. It is normally $34.99. They have it on sale right now for $26.24, and I made it for less than $2. So I took this blank wood pumpkin, and I went in with my pumpkin Waverly chalk paint, and I just made sure I smoothed everything down, gave it a really good coat of that pumpkin Waverly chalk paint. It only took one coat because that stuff is so amazing. And once I got it on there, then I took the white Waverly chalk paint and painted my word thankful. Now, that thankful comes in a package from the Dollar Tree, and I think it's like thankful, welcome, and blessed, if I remember right, or grateful maybe. But anyway, there's 3 words in there. So then I took my ruler and I just made the little lines like you saw in the original one. Once I used the pencil and made my lines, I went in with a wet napkin or a wet cloth and just sort of rubbed it. And that's going to blend it in and give it that not so even look and just make it look like the lines that were in the one from Kirkland's. Once I got my lines all smudged out or blended in, however you want to say it, smudged, blended, it's all the same. Then I found the right ribbon. I knew I had some, but I couldn't find it. But I was determined not to put that brown ribbon on there because I want it to be identical to the one. Other than the shape of the pumpkin, theirs was a little bit thinner and taller than mine. Mine was a little bit fatter. But other than that, it was exactly the same. So I put my word thankful down, and then I put my little bow down, which was exactly same exact material as theirs. Now I had this stand from one of my chalk couture bases, and that was it. And that is mine, and that is theirs in the top left corner. So make sure you let me know what you think about my pumpkin. Now I just wanted to thank Christy one more time for putting on the Chic for Cheap challenge. Don't forget to go down to the playlist, like I said, and see what everybody else has created. Now I want to show you my final reveal.